Good morning everyone. See, in our previous class we discussed about the organizational process. In the organizational process there are 4 steps which was included in the process of organizing. What are all those? First one is an division of work. Okay, first we have, in order to achieve the organizational goals na achieve madbekke we are going to do some activities alva. So that we are going to identify the activities, after that we will move towards the division of activities. So ella work nu nav en martivi, smaller unit agi divide martivi, and each unit we are going to call it as a job. So in the first process what we are going to do, in the first process we are going to dividing the activities, and the next process of organizing we will go with the departmentalization. So we are going the grouping of jobs according to their similarities, according to their relativeness. We are going to do the grouping of the activities. Say for example, purchase related jobs nella en martivi, we are going to make it as a group and we are going to put it as a department. Okay, purchase department. Likewise when it comes to the sales related jobs yav idave, so ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ jobs nu ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we are make it as a group and that is called it as a sales department. Likewise in the second step we will go with the departmentalization, and in the third step we will go with the assignment of duties. Okay, in order to do the activities we are going to hire the employees on the basis of their qualification, on the basis of their capacity. We are going to hire the employees for the position, and also at the time of hiring the employees we are going to give the job description. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಜಾಬ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಸೊ ಜಾಬ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ which includes which is going to be clearly defines the position of that. Okay, position ಬಗ್ಗೆ it is going to be clearly defines. For example, take a example of purchase manager. ಆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ so what is his responsibility, what is his authority, and also what is his role, to whom should they accountable, to whom they get the orders or instructions. Likewise in the job description in detailly it is going to be written. So in the assigning of duties we are going to give the job description for the position. Okay, and this is about the third step, and in the fourth step we are going to establishing the reporting relationship. So here what we are going to do means we are going to build the supervisor and the subordinating relationship na build ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸೂಪರ್ವೈಸರ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, when it comes to the subordinates also, subordinates has get clear that to whom should I accountable, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದು. ಸೊ those kind of relationship, reporting relationship, that is we are going to establish the supervisor as well as the subordinating relationship. So these are all the concepts we were discussed in our previous class, and also we were discussed about the importance of the organizing also we were discussed. So in this class we will move towards the another concept of your organizing, that is nothing but the organization structure. Organization structure. So it may ask for 2 marks. Okay, so ನಿಮಗೆ organization, what is organization structure ಅಂತಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ 2 marks ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ what do you mean by the organizational structure? See, organization structure, it is an outcome of the organization process. See, in organization process what we are going to do, we are going to divide the activities, we are going to grouping the activities, at the same time we are going to make the coordination, we are going to build the relationship between the managers and the managers, employees and the employees, employees with the manager. Likewise, we are going to build the relationship, okay, so that the process in these are all the things we are going to do in the process of organization. So the process of organization, it is an outcome of the organization structure. So organization process ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅದರ outcome ಏನು, organization structure. See, if an organization having an effective organization structure, okay, if any organization having a effective organization structure, that will going to be increases the profitability of that enterprises. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, so we can easily achieve the profitability. How means, say for example, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅ ಡುಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡುಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್, we cannot do the optimal utilization of resources na optimal agi utilize ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. If we are not going to use the optimal utilization of resources, that will lead to the cost. ಸೊ ಏನು ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ವೇಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎನ್ ಎ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಥವಾ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ if there is no well defined organization structure, but if the organization having the effective organization structure, that will lead to the profitability. ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ effective organization structure ಇದೆನೋ ಆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಡುಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಡುಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ we can easily achieve the optimum utilization of resources. If we are go with the optimal of utilization of resources means automatically we are going to be get the profit. So that if an organization having the effective organization structure, easily we can achieve the profitability, or we are go with the increasing the profitability, okay, so that the organization structure is essential for us. And also, why should we pay more interest on the organization structure? ನಾವು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು? Why should we give more importance for the organization structure? Means if the organization is growing, okay, the coordination will become as very difficult for us. If the organization is growing, it is very difficult to make the coordination, because there is an increase in the functional areas of the organization, and also it will going to be the increase in the structural hierarchy also. So through this we cannot achieve the organization, we cannot achieve the coordination. But if we do the proper organization, if we do the proper organization structure, easily we are going to easily face the business environment also. If there is an changes in the business environment, we can easily face. And also for the smooth running of the organization, as well as the communication also, we can go with the proper organization structure. Say for example, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, if it is a small organization ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ the number of members in the organization, that is also less, and also the authority and responsibility is also less. In that scenario, we can easily achieve the coordination, right? But in case of your organization is growing, so ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, if you want to diversify your organization, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ನ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, that is as diversing. At the same time, then members of the organization also get increases. In this scenario, we cannot achieve the coordination, and also the smooth running of the organization cannot be taken place. But through the proper organization structure ಇಂದ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ನ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ we can easily face the environmental changes. Environmental changes ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅದರ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ we can change the or we can adopt the business changes in our organization also. So in simple, we need the organization structure for smooth running of the organization as well as the for proper communication, and also in order to face the business environment in takkange, in order to adopt the changes in our business environment also according to the business environment, we require the organizational structure. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ what do you mean by the organizational structure? ಹಾಗಾದರೆ organization structure ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? So organization structure can be defined as the framework within which the managerial and the operation tasks are performed. It specifies the relationship between the people, work and the resources. That is called it as an organization structure. So let me write that. Organization structure, meaning of organizational structure. The organization structure can be defined as the framework, the framework, it is a framework within which managerial and operational tasks are performed. It specifies the relationship between people, work and resources are called, so that is called it as an organization structure. So the organization structure can be defined as it is a framework. So by making use of this framework, all the managerial and the operational tasks are to be performed. ಎಲ್ಲ organization managerial task ಮತ್ತೆ operational task which are going to be performed on the basis of this, by make use of this framework only. And also it will going to be specifies the relationship between the people, work as well as the resources is called it as an organizational structure. Say for example, for every organization there will be two types of jobs. The first one is about the managerial jobs, while the second one is about the operational task. Okay, operational task are operational jobs and the managerial jobs. When it comes to the managerial jobs, okay, the managerial jobs which is done by the manager, here they are going to give the instructions in order to do the work. They are going to give the instructions, they are going to give the guidelines as well as like orders. Okay, that is the work, that is the task which is done by the managers. So that is called it as a managerial task. So when it comes to the operational work or the operational jobs or the task, so these are all the tasks, the actual work is taken place. So operational task alli enagutte, actual work enagutto plan madid takkange they are going to be implementing. So that is can be taken place in the operational task. So these are all the tasks which is done by the lower level management. So lower level management in ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, they will go with the operational task. And also when it comes to the managerial task, the middle level management will go with the managerial task. So these are all the tasks which are going to be performed within the framework. So there will be one framework. By make use of that framework only we have to do the managerial as well as the operational task. So the and also to be performed, and also it specifies the relationship between the people, work as well as the resources. As I told that in organizing only we are going to build the relationship, okay, we are going to build the relationship with the worker, with the work, okay, between the managers also, that is different department manager also we are going to build the relationship, okay. Likewise we are going to build the relationship. So that is called it as an organization structure. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, organizational structure ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is nothing but we are going to build the relationship of supervisor and subordinates. Supervisor ಮತ್ತೆ subordinates relationship ನ build ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, because there is no confusion in my mind of the subordinates to whom should they, okay, to whom should they to whom should they accountable, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಕೌಂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. and also at the supervisor also he does not having any confusion that to whom should I give the instructions, okay, or guidelines or the orders. So likewise we are going to build the relationship. So that is called it as an organization structure. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, organization structure ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So when it comes to the meaning, organization structure can be defined as a framework. It is a framework, it is an outlet, so within which all the managerial and the operational tasks are to be performed in the organization, and it specifies the relationship between the people, work as well as the resources, okay. And also for this let me take an example. So let me take an example for organization structure in the school, okay. So when we talk about the school, okay, let me take an example for that, okay. So here the hierarchical, so in other words we can say that organization structure, which is nothing but the hierarchical representation of authority and responsibility. ನಾವು ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಟಾಪ್ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಯಾರು ಮಿಡಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಟಾಪ್ ಯಾರು ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಇರಬೇಕು, ಲೈಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಹೈರಾರ್ಕಿಕಲ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್ ದಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಏನು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ in school, first one, the managing committee. So they are the utmost level, okay. Below that there will be the principal irtare, principal. After that vice principal. So our ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, HMs. So HMs ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, okay, teachers ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. So by make use of, so likewise by make use of this structure only, so ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ by make use of this structure only. Say for example here they clearly defines that ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಆರ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್, and the principal will going to give the orders or instructions to the vice principal, and the vice principal is going to give the orders or instructions to the HMs, okay. HM will going to give the instructions to the teachers, okay. Likewise at the time of accountability also, teachers is accountable, teachers are accountable for HMs, HM is accountable for vice principal, okay, vice principal is accountable for principal, and principal will going to be accountable for the managing committee. So likewise, this by make use of this structure only, so here they are going to be clearly defined, okay, they are going to be clearly defines that to whom should they accountable, at the same time to whom they are going to be give the instructions, that is clear, okay, by make use of this structure only, or the school is going to be perform their task, okay. So and also when it comes to the managing committee, so they will broadly go with the policy making, the basic objectives of the organization, that is prepared by the top level management, alva. So top level management, like that is nothing but the managing committee. So managing committee ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಿನ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಏನೇನಿದೆ and also the objectives ಏನಿದೆ, basic objectives of our organization, that is decided by the managing committee, okay. They have more authority, ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ authority ಇರುತ್ತೆ. And when it comes to the principal, so they are going to convey the objectives to the principal, and principal will going to make the plans in order to achieve those plans. ಆ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ನ objectives ನ ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, principal will going to give the what, will going to give the plans, will going to make the plans, okay. And the principal will going to by make use of this his delegation of authority. As I told that what is delegation of authority, delegation of authority, it is nothing but transferring their authority or transferring their responsibility to the another person, that is called it as a delegation of authority. The principal having the delegation of authority and is going to transfer his works to the vice principal. So vice principal will going to make implementation of the work, okay. Likewise it will goes on. Here they are by make use of this structure, the organizational, managerial and as well as the operational activities are to be performed, okay. And also the likewise the school will going to be performed through by make use of this structure. At the same time, for every organization, not only for schools but every organization having certain, okay, having certain structure. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆದರೂ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, there should be a proper organization structure, ಅದರದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ we will discuss that what are all the factors which are going to be affect on the organization structure. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಯಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆ. So factors affecting organization structure. When it comes to the factors affecting this, so there are some of the factors which is going to be affect on the organization structure. So organization structure ge yavella factors affect agutte andre, the first one is about the size of the organization. Size of organization. So when it comes to the size of the organization, so this is also one of the factor which will going to be affect on the organization structure. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? See, if it is a large organization, if it is a big organization, say for example if it is a multinational company, okay, a multinational company ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So there will be the more number of employees, okay, there will be the more functional areas, there will be the more departments was there, and also there will be the more authority and responsibility also. So for that organization, for big organization, the structure is different. Okay, at the same time if it is a small organization structure, so ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು small organization structure, say if it is a local ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು local business ಅಂತಾನೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, so in that organization the structure is different because there will be the less number of workers, there will be the less number of functional areas, that is departments. Okay, there will be the less authority and responsibility. So in this scenario enagutte adra, if it is a small organization the organization structure is different, so that the size of the organization, it is whether it is a big organization the organization structure is different, whether it is a small organization the organization structure is different. So that this is also one of the factor which is going to be affect on the organization structure. And the next one is about the nature of the business. Nature of business. So the nature of business is also one of the factor which is going to be affect on the organization structure. Hagadre, so if it is an production unit, so if it is a production unit, for production unit the organization structure is different. If it is a service organization, service oriented organization means the organization structure of the service unit that is different, alva. So that, and also if it is an capital goods industry, okay, so the capital goods industry organization structure that is different from the consumer goods industries, alva, because in the capital goods industries we are going to give importance for the production of goods as well as we are going to give the more importance for the finance sector. But when it comes to the consumer goods or the consumer goods industries, we are going to give more importance for the consumer relationship or relating to the marketing, we are going to give more importance rather than the finance, rather than the production, we are going to give more importance for that. So likewise that nature of the business, it is also going to be affect on the organization structure. So this is also one of the factor which is going to be affect. And the next one is about the goals or objectives of the organization. Goals or objectives of organization. So when it comes to the goals and objectives of the organization, so this is also one of the factor which is going to be affect on the organization structure. Hagadre, how it will going to be affecting means, see for every organization there will be the different types of objectives, there will be the different types of goal. So one the company goal ಇನ್ನೊಂದು company goal same ಇರಲ್ಲ. So there will be the different for different organization which is having the different types of objectives. In order to achieve this objectives only we are going to make the plan, and also according to the plan we are going to make the organizing, right? So that when the objectives is differ, the structure is also going to be differ. So that this is also one of the factor which is going to be affect on the business. And the next one is about the number of working. So number of men working in the concern, number of workers. So number of workers, that is also one of the factor which is going to be affect on the organization structure. See, if there is a more number of employees, if any organization, if there is a more number of employees, we require the more levels of management. So ನಮ್ಮ organization ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, more levels of management ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. But in your organization, if it is a less number of workers or less number of employees, then there will be the less levels of management. So that this is also one of the factor which is going to be affect on the organization structure. Okay, so this is all about the organization structure. So in simple ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, organization structure ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, it is an hierarchical representation of authority and responsibility, that is called it as an organization structure. So organization structure, it is an outcome of what? The process of organization. Okay, if the organization having the effective structure, then we can easily achieve the profitability, or we can increase the profitability. Likewise, we can say, so for this, so here is some of the factor which is going to be affect on the organization structure. Organization structure ge ee ella factors affect agutte. Okay, so ee question na nimge 2 marks ge expect ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Okay, so then let me discuss the another concept, that is the types of organization structure. The next concept na ನಾವು discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಏನು, types of organization structure. Types of organization structure. So when it comes to the types of organization structure, it has broadly classified into 2 types. The first one is about the functional organization structure. Another one is about the divisional organization structure. So when it comes to the types of organization structure, so organization structure na types kelidre, so there are 2 types of an organization structure. That is, the first one is about the functional organization structure and the second one is about the divisional organization structure. Okay, so in detail ನಾವು discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕು functional organization structure ಅಂದ್ರೇನು and the advantages and disadvantages of functional organization structure, and when it comes to the divisional organization structure, so that is also we are going to discuss what is the divisional organization structure, and advantages and disadvantages as well we have to discuss. At the same time we have to discuss the differences between the functional as well as the divisional organization structure ಬಗ್ಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So let me discuss one by one. The first one na discuss ಮಾಡೋಣ. The first one is about the functional organization structure. It is a types of organization structure alli first one yavadu functional organization structure. So adra ಬಗ್ಗೆ discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ functional organization structure ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? Functional organization structure, it is nothing but the on the basis of their function. So on the basis of their function we are going to make it as a division. So that is called it as a functional organization structure. Say for example, if the we are going to divide the jobs. Initially we are going to divide jobs, and also according to their similarities we are make it as one group. Okay, for those group we can call it as a department alva. Say for example, as I said that the purchase related jobs. So purchase related jobs yavella ideno, so we are going to make it as one group and it is going to be put it as a purchase department alva. Likewise the sales department. So sales related jobs nella en madidvi one group madidvi, so that is called it as in sales department. Likewise when it comes to the marketing, so marketing related jobs ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದಾವೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ವಿ one group ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, so that is called it as a marketing department. Likewise on the basis of their function, so on the basis of their function we are going to prepare the functional organization structure. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ functional organization structure ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The functional organization structure refers to the structure in which different departments are created. So in this there is going to be create the different departments on the basis of their major functions performed in the organization. So that is called it as a functional organization structure. Let me write. Okay, when it comes to the meaning, so meaning of functional organization structure andre functional organization structure it refers to the structure it refers to the structure in which different departments are created. Okay, different departments are created on the basis of the major function, so on the basis of the major function performed in the organization, that is called it as an organization structure. So functional organization structure na meaning andre, so it refers to, it is nothing but the functional organization structure refers to the structure. So it is a structure in which different departments are created. So because according to their similarity of the jobs, we are going to make it as group, and also we are going to put it as one department. We are going to call it as one department. So on the basis of, so here what will happen means the different departments are created on what basis means on the basis of major function which are going to be performed in the organization. Adana navenanda karitivi functional organization structure. So in simple agi en helbodu, functional organization structure is a structure through which according to their functions, on the basis of their functions, we are going to prepare the organization structure. So that is called it as a functional organization structure anta karitivi. So hagadre, so let me represent the functional organization okay, functional organization chart hegirutte antandu we will going to discuss. Okay, chart of functional organization structure. So first ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, board of directors, board of because they are the top authority ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. Managing director will come below the board of directors and below the managing directors. So there will be the different departments will come. So on the basis of their function, we are going to make it as a department, right? So managing director ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, so production manager, production department. So next ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, marketing department. The next one is about finance department and purchase department. So likewise the managing director ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. And also for each department there will be the coordinating head. So ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೂ ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, coordinating head ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, we will call it as a departmental manager. So ಈ coordinating head ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, departmental managers. So that is nothing but ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೆಡ್ಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಡ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಫಿನಾನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್. ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್, we are going to call it as a purchase manager. So likewise, on the basis of their function, it is going to be made. So that is called it as a functional organization structure. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, functional organization structure. So functional organization structure ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ just you can write the meaning and also you can draw this chart. So because the top level authority ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, board of directors ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸೊ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೆಡ್ ಯಾರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, and also on the basis of functions we are going to make it as a department. So there will be the different departments on the basis of function. There will be the production related jobs ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಒಂದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ, ಸೊ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಡ್ಸಿನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಯಾರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಯಾರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್, and the managing director is going to give the instructions to the all the department of manager. And also here clear that the departmental managers gu enagirde, they are very clear about their accountability. So ಈ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಗೂ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದು. ಸೊ they are going to give the they are accountable for each departmental manager is accountable for the managing director, and managing director is accountable for the board of director. So this is the flow chart of the functional organization structure. So this is about the meaning and chart of the functional organization structure. We have to discuss what are all the advantages and the disadvantages of this functional organization structure. ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್. ಓಕೆ, first one, so advantages of this functional organization structure. See, for every element we can see the not only the advantages, not only the disadvantages, we can see both the elements. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು ಆಗಲಿ, ಏನೇ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಸೊ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅದರ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, we can see the disadvantages as well. So that the functional organization structure, it is also having some of the advantages as well as it is includes some of the disadvantages also. So we have to discuss what are all the advantages as well as what are all the disadvantages of this functional organization structure. So when it comes to the advantages of functional organization structure, the first one is about the specialization. Okay, first one is about the specialization. Through the functional organization we are going to get the specialization. How means when the activities are grouped according to the type of function. So here we are going to dividing the work according to the similarities, according to their relativeness, we are going to make it as one group. Okay, so and also when all the activities are related to the only, one type only, so that it automatically it improves the specialization or professionalism or the expert in that activity, so that it will leads to the supervision. So in simple ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ಗನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we will go with the division of work. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವರ್ಕ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ನ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. Okay, according to the similarities we are going to make it as a group, and also we are going to according to the ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಆ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಹೈರ್ ದಟ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿ. ಆ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಿನ ಅವನ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೂ ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. And also again and again he is only going to do the marketing activities only. Again and again ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಒಂದೇ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈಯರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಅವನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಬರೀ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ರುಟೀನ್ಲಿ he is going to do the same job. If he is going to do daily, if he is going to do again and again, ಅವನು ಅದೇ ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಹಿ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದೇರ್ ವರ್ಕ್. ಸೊ ಆ ವರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಅವನ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ನ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ತಕ್ಕಂಗೆ ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದ only the production related activity. Again and again if he is going to do the activity means then he is going to become as an expert in the activity. So ಆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is leads to the specialization. So that this is also one of the advantages of the functional organization structure.